this plan that I have here to get rid of those chicks and then introduce or then put over those baby chicks in a matter of weeks, we're going to be out of eggs for maybe about Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, CountryMarro. Sometimes life on the homestead can be a bit ups and down with a few different challenges. If it's not the garden some of the time, it's the animals that you have inside or on the homestead. So we have a chick right here. I have to be moving them just to get the eggs. So it's a race between me and these chickens to get the eggs these days. What had happened is we got a few new chickens and some of them eat eggs. So they're eating the eggs, and the ones that we had before, which are the Buff Orpington, now they're getting the taste of eggs. And if you know anything about chicken, the moment a chicken get the taste of egg, that's it. You're going to be feeding chicken for the rest of your life without getting eggs from them, or you're going to have to go into a race with them like what I'm doing here. So what we normally keep on the homestead, we normally keep the Buff Orpington, because the Buff Orpington, they're really the best chicken in my opinion for an urban type homestead. They're very docile, little to no noise, and they're friendly with children. So they're good for small homesteaders, and that's what docile means. So we normally keep Buff Orpington. However, we got an offer to get some French Moran, and those French Moran are really some morons. They start eating the eggs, and then all of our chickens that we had before, or most of them, we don't know exactly who is the egg eater from who's not the egg eater. But what we're sure of is maybe about 2 or 3 weeks after introducing those other chickens with our chickens that we have here, eggs start going. We start losing like 4 to 6 eggs per day. And it makes no sense you have a chicken giving you an egg a day and eating 2 eggs in a day. That makes really no sense, because the eggs are what we're keeping these chickens for. They're not meat chicken, even though they're a dual purpose chicken. They're not meat chicken in this capacity. So we're gonna have to get rid of them. But what we're doing is, or what we have done, we have gone ahead and we have purchased 10 young Buff Orpington chicken, 10 baby chicken, the Buff Orpingtons. So I'm gonna take you guys and show you how we start out with our chicken when we get them as baby, that young. These are the day-old chicken. We got them in 2 days ago, and we ordered 10. It's the first time we have ordered 10 chicken from Hoover's Hatchery and got an extra one. So I'm really happy about that. And all these chicken, they're looking strong, so they look like they will make it. We just have them in a regular cardboard box here, and we have some sawdust in the bottom of the box. Feed right here and water right here. The thing with the water, these chicks, they're going to be kicking up stuff in the water, so you have to just change the water on a daily basis. As you guys can see now, this water needs to be changed because all the sawdust is down in there. Other than that, the chickens, they're looking quite strong. So I'm hoping to keep all 11 of these so that we can just do out with those that we have over on the other side. We don't have any light system for these chicken. They're in the washroom, and this is enough for them. The light is mostly for warmth. The washroom here, it's a bright enough washroom. So to put light on these chicken, it would be something to keep them warm in the night. And here in Florida, this time of year, these chicken would rather need AC than having a light over them, because it's quite hot now. So we're going to just run them inside here for about 3 weeks, and then we can move them out into the main area. We're not going to integrate these chickens with the ones that we have before. We're going to get rid of those. So these, when we move them out in the main area, they will have that space to themselves. The ones that are giving problem, they'll be long gone. I'm racing against the heat and the chickens. So I'm racing against the chickens to get these eggs. Normally, every day or every other day, we would come outside, pick up 12 or 24 eggs, and that would be it. These days, we have to be rushing out once it reaches 10, 11 in the morning to pick up eggs. And sometimes even then, you lost 3 or 4 eggs already. For the heat, I have to be getting rid of the tomatoes. So these are some tomatoes that I'm harvesting because I'm getting rid of those plants from the garden now. It's just way too hot to have tomatoes in the garden. This is all that is left of the chickens. So we have 7 now, right now on the homestead, and we have to be racing with them, as I've said. But out of the 7, we're gonna keep back one of the problem one, because that French Moran down there, that black and white one down there, or that speckled one, we're gonna be keeping her. We have a purebred French Moran rooster that we got, and we're gonna be breeding her with the rooster. However, we're not gonna be keeping her with the new batch of chicken because we don't want that hen to teach them how to eat eggs also. The moment they get a taste of eggs, that's gonna be it, guys. There's no two way around it. And it's not like these chicken are short of anything. The ones that we had before, it's just the new ones that we introduced to the flock came in and start teaching them how to eat egg. These chickens, they have everything. It's a high protein meal that we feed them on. They have sunflower seed, pumpkin seed, and things like from the conures and things like that. They have all of those to eat. This is that French Moran rooster that I'm telling you guys that we got. Come. And we'll be putting that French Moran hen with him so that we can have some purebred French Moran chick. Other than that, we are not keeping back any of the chickens from the first batch that we had here. We have gone through this before, but it wasn't this serious, where we had some black Australorp. That was back in, I think it was 2018. We had black Australorp and a few of them start eating eggs. But then maybe after about 3 or 4 months, that was it. Those chicks never went back to eating egg, and maybe that was just a one-off thing. So I wouldn't advise you guys, if you find out that your chickens start eating the eggs, just get rid of them and start over afresh. With this plan that I have here to get rid of those chicks and then introduce or then put over those baby chicks in a matter of weeks, we're going to be out of eggs for maybe about another 5 months or so. Normally, Buff Orpingtons, they don't start laying until they're about 5.5 months old. So we're going to be out of eggs for a while. It's the first for many years that we're going to be going to the store for eggs. But that's just a part of the game some of the time. You have to make certain sacrifice. We can't just continue with these chickens putting in feed and they're eating up the eggs. So I hope that works out well for us in the long run. We're gonna start breeding these French Moran, not really to sell. It's just an exotic breed that I really like. Growing up back in Jamaica, we had French Moran rooster. We didn't know what it was, but now doing my research and knowing chicken, I realized that those were the roosters that we had back then, and they're very beautiful. This one here, don't know if I've mentioned it before in the video, but this one here, he has a bad leg. I'm not sure why, but he walks a certain way. So because of that, we try to let him out like 10 minutes, 15 minutes per day. Sometime, depending on what time my son gets in, he'll have him out and just play with him, because you know they're roosters, so you want to keep them a bit mild. So maybe about fall again before we start getting fresh eggs. Until then, we're just going to be buying from the stores and keeping you guys informed on how things are going with the chick. When introducing a fresh set or a new set of chicken to a run or a chicken coop, you want to get the area properly sterilized. So I'm going to have to take down everything and clean out everything for those baby chicks to come in. When we got those French Moran, we had them in a cage over on this side, so they weren't mixed with those chickens over there. And then after a month, then we introduced them to our regular chickens, and then that's where they start to intermingle. And what that does for us, because the coop is high up and the run is underneath the coop, it trains them to be in the coop at night. So whenever you put them over with those chicks over there, every evening once it starts getting dark, they'll just go back up in the coop because that is what they're really used to. So that's a way that I work it for the chickens. And with these baby ones, they're going to be in the high coop. They're going to get used to it. Maybe when they're about 4 months old, I'll just let them out into the run. Once they go down into the run, the moment it gets dark, they're going to want to go back to where they're comfortable. So they're going to have to come back up in the coop. So you don't have to worry about training your chick or anything like that if you practice a method like that. Keep them where you want them to sleep, where you want them to stay for an extended period, and then when you let them out in the run, they'll always come back home. I'm going to be removing taking out the chickens from out the washroom. These chickens, they came so strong and they were a bit larger than previous chickens that we got. So right now, they're pooping up the box that they're in, and even though I did a deep litter system for them, you're kind of getting that smell coming out of the washroom. So we normally put the chickens in the washroom when we get them because the washroom has a separate AC system from the entire house. So even if it gets a little smell, we wouldn't be getting that in the house. But now you're getting that chicken scent, or that you know what scent coming out of that washroom. It's not that bad, but we don't want it to get worse. So I'm just gonna be putting them in this coop area and show you guys exactly how I just rearrange it or reset it. Here we have all 11 chickens in this bucket. They don't look like a lot, but just give them some time to grow out, and one can't fit in this bucket. So there they are, all looking frightened, but in no time they'll be running all over this coop area. This feeding system is a bit elevated, but they're smart enough to jump up and find that feed. So I'm not worried about that. Water, I got 2 smaller pieces of stick, and now the water is elevated a bit somewhat. So this is going to be good for them also. The next thing that I did, I went ahead and I just reused this partition that I had. The layers that were here before, or the older layers, the ones that are eating up the eggs, they had this space, this entire space to use. So now I just went in back with the partition that was there, because they're just some removable partitions that I had here, and put it there. So when these chicks are ready to roam and start laying, I'm just going to give them free range and get rid of those. But for now, I think I changed my mind after 5 or 6 days. I'm going to be keeping those a bit longer just to get a egg here and there from them, and they still have some feed that they haven't finished as yet. So I'm going to be holding on to them, and then I'll be sending them over to the new owner in a couple of months. So the next move for me to make now is to protect these baby chicks a little from the sun. So I just have a simple piece of cloth here, and I'm just going to hang it over. And as soon as the angle of the sun has changed, where it's not hitting them directly, I'm going to be removing this so that they can have proper airflow. So look at the baby chicks, 3 weeks old, and I'm still going with the 11 of them. All 11 of them are going strong. So the plan is to keep all of them. With this eggshell, or with this egg eating by the older chick, it could be a cause of overcrowding or even boredom and stress in the coop. But in my situation, it's definitely not that. I'm sure that the 3 chickens that we got, those were the problem. Those chickens are the problem, and they started eating the eggs. Now everyone is eating the eggs, and that's where my problem lies. But if you have chickens and you find them eating the eggs, you can also check and see if it's a calcium deficiency. Also, low protein can cause it with the thinning of egg. So when the eggshells are thin, that's a sign of low protein also. So there are so many different things that can cause your chickens to start eating eggs. But if your chickens should start eating eggs, the moment you find that the egg has been broken in the coop, go ahead, remove that egg, try to identify who is the egg eater and get them away from everyone else. Once they get a taste of egg, that's it. No matter how you feed them, no matter how you step up on the calcium, the protein, you could do anything, they won't stop eating those eggs. They're going to continue to eat those eggs. So you have to just find the ones that are eating the egg, those culprit, remove them, and then you can go ahead with the remainder. But if it reach a situation like what's happening in my coop right now, where we have multiple chickens eating the eggs, just go ahead and remove them and replace them with younger chickens or a fresh batch. But don't go ahead or don't try to solve the problem with the same old egg eaters. Just do away with them. So that's gonna be it from CountryMarro. God bless you all. See you in the next one. Happy gardening and cheers.